Hi, Nicole. Welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I'm excited to be speaking with you today.
Thank you so much for having me, Andrew. I'm excited to be here and looking forward to our conversation.
When I was doing some prep for this conversation, I saw that you have a very extensive marketing background before you got to the agriculture future of America. And I'd love to hear from you. Why did you start off in marketing in the first place, and what led you to your current organization?
Great question. So I actually started off in journalism. That's what my degree is in, and really enjoyed storytelling. That's what got me into marketing, and found that I enjoy one of the things I enjoy most about communication is the ability to influence people and then see a result, which to me is what marketing is all about, right? We're trying to influence people, whether it's to buy a product or to do something, to engage, to change behavior, to give to an organization, and I really just enjoyed that piece of it. So that's what kind of evolved my journey into marketing, was just being able to tell stories. And my background is in agriculture, so getting to tell the stories of farmers and
Hmm.
ranchers was, like how can you not get up every day and just really enjoy that work? So I worked at a agency for a while, and then spent about 7 years of my career with certified Angus beef, and got to do a little bit of everything there, from on ranch content capture
Hmm.
to, we did a PR campaign a couple years ago that invented the sport of extreme dining. So a little bit of everything. Absolutely loved it. Today, I am the senior marketing leadership for Agriculture Future of America. We are an organization that focuses on really promoting learning, networking, and leadership development for the entire agricultural community. So everyone from students to seasoned professionals. And again, very cool story to get to tell. Very vibrant community that I get to help manage, at least from a digital perspective, and engage with.
Would you say as a kid, were you the one telling stories at a campfire, or were you the one who just enjoyed a really good movie with great storytelling?
Ooh, I would have definitely been a reader. I loved reading stories, and a writer. So I loved to write or hear stories from other people. And I would write songs, I would write in journals. A lot of it started
Mhm.
with a love of writing and storytelling that way.
Would you say writing is still your favorite marketing medium, or have you adapted to, video, audio? What's your go-to right now, would you say?
I am most naturally a writer, but I think good writing is the foundation of all good
Mhm.
communication. So today I would say probably my favorite is video, especially short
Awesome.
form video. I'm very passionate about it. I can't say that I am great at it necessarily of just on my own, but that's the one that I probably am tinkering with the most, watching the most, paying the most attention to, coaching my team on the most.
What would you say is working now in short form video content?
Ooh, good hooks.
Mhm.
Um, for sure. I think, you know, you have to stop the scroll, obviously. And so
Mhm.
whether it's the number one mistake most people make, like, if you've got a good hook at the beginning of that video, then you're going to get people to stay and watch. I think something high energy for sure as well. And it's just got to be interesting. It's got to move. It's got to have flow. It's got to connect in some way most immediately. And I wouldn't say that that's necessarily new. That's always been video, but um, as I look at the stuff that we're creating, it's got to capture people and it's got to move fast.
So with your current role, what does the day in the life of Nicole look like?
So day in the life, I get up in the morning. I live in, I'm a remote employee. My entire team is remote, although our organization is based in Kansas City. So I get up in the morning, I go to the gym and lift weights, and then come back to my home office and get started on the day. So I will jump into email first and foremost, and then kind of jump into meetings throughout the day. I'm a big like, okay, what are the big things that I want to get done? I typically give myself like 3 to 5 big rock tasks that I want to accomplish for the day. Um, Set that out, and then I let myself get into the fray of the email communication, the creative that needs to be approved, the meetings with my team, all of that kind of stuff.
So I have so many back and forths with people around remote employees, which I've always been remote. but since COVID, it's been a much bigger conversation of everyone going remote and then trying to get people back to the office. So,
Mhm.
what is your thoughts on can marketing talent be remote, and what are some of the pros and cons in your experience of that?
Yeah, I think it depends on what kind of company culture you want to have. And I think remote culture can be done really well. I have been a remote employee. I started my career in a remote position, was in an office for about 6 to 7 years, and then now I'm remote again. I think there's benefits to both. I think you have to be intentional about remote communication.
Mhm,
One of the things that I really appreciate about our culture at AFA is that we are virtual first. So even though we have people in an office, we are thinking, okay, how do we be very inclusive of the people that are not here? And so our team, if there's someone who is not there in person, then we're all virtual.
mhm,
So I love that, and I think if you're very intentional about remote culture, then it can be great. I think it also allows us to be very intentional with our in-person time. So while
mhm,
my team doesn't spend a ton of time together, when we have the opportunity, we're very intentional with how we use that time. And I think relationships can also be built in a virtual setting too. That's the excuse I hear from a lot of people is either like culture or, team relationship dynamics. And I would say that my team very much still enjoys each other. We talk outside of work. You'll see us
mhm.
even maybe messaging on social media. Like you can still have a close, good relationship building with your team, even though you don't live in the same location. Now, you say pros and cons of that. I'll be honest, I miss some of the structure of the in-office environment, but I'm probably more productive for sure outside of an office environment. And I think if you want to be an organization that attracts the best talent, then
Mhm,
being open to that remote option is incredibly important. And that's what I have found for this organization for AFA today. We are able to attract really strong, talented marketers because they can work where they want to live.
mhm.
And we're in the agriculture industry, so a lot of people live on farms at our organization, and you can't necessarily pick up a farm and move it. So it's allowed us to access people who have the expertise that we want from an agriculture standpoint, and also who are really strong, good communicators and marketers.
I was thinking about not knowing your employee base and whatnot, but the coastal marketing talent might not actually be the right fit for your organization with, you know, who they would need to embody and who, the avatar of your ideal persona is too.
Yeah, yeah. Most of our folks are very not that we don't have people on that we can't have people on the coast, but very Midwest focused,
Mhm.
or really just anyone who has a background in agriculture and is passionate about the future of agriculture, really is most of our talent base.
If
Well,
you were
our
to,
target audience, and then you kind of want your employee base to reflect some of
right,
your target audience. Yeah.
if you were to describe some of the overall marketing principles and strategy that guide your organization, can you share those?
Yes. So the one that I enjoy the most, especially from a creative and social standpoint, is we believe in doing business with a youthful spirit. We
What does that mean?
yeah. So it's very much looked like we should be having fun.
Mhm,
This should be enjoyable. Our voice and our tone and the things that we do should reflect. Our biggest target audience is college students, so it should reflect and be something fun and vibrant that they would enjoy, that they would recognize. We are If we are stuffy, if we are
mhm.
overly professional, then we're not talking to the right kind of people, and we're not embodying the kind of culture that we want to have. So, doing business with a youthful spirit, I love that. I mean, it makes it okay for us to post a Taylor Swift meme or make jokes in our magnetic ag newsletter, use gifs, and do all kinds of fun stuff. The other thing that I would say guides us is students and young professionals as leaders. If you follow us on social, you'll see a lot of that student voice come
Mhm.
forward because we believe that young people, if they're not developing leaders, they're already leaders. And how do we give them a voice and a seat at the table for what the future of the agriculture industry looks like? And also, if we're trying to influence students, learning from their peers is the best way to do that. So those are two things. The other thing that we take very seriously is how do we include different perspectives and make sure that we are offering up a brand and a voice and content that's very inclusionary. We are very mindful about who shows up in our content, what kind of people that we are platforming, what kind of community that we are creating, and are we showing all kinds of people that you can have a future in agriculture.
What do you think the current workforce, maybe that's millennials, baby boomers, Gen X, what do you think they get wrong about Gen Z or Gen Alpha? Because it sounds like you have a lot of experience
Oh,
working with those two demographics.
yes. Oh my gosh, I could give a TED talk on this. I feel like we spend a lot of time sharing information back and forth. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about Gen Z. One big one that we see a lot is that they're willing to relocate. You hear a lot of, I think I have heard, unfortunately, from some leaders in our industry, right? Like people don't want to work anymore. They don't want to relocate anymore. Um, I don't think that's true at all. I love working with this generation. Gen Z is so fun and so vibrant, and they're absolutely willing to work. They are great at prioritizing work-life balance, and I
Mhm.
think that's a good challenge for us to have in the workplace. They are willing to relocate, some of them, based on, are you going to offer something that makes sense? I think the biggest thing that I would say is they don't fit in a box. Um, they don't. And so I think you have to treat people as individuals. Uh, they want to be treated as human, and they want to be given opportunities and a clear path for what success looks like. And they're willing to work hard if you can show them the purpose of their work, right? Like it's not
Mhm.
just coming in, punching a time clock, that kind of thing. They want to do work that has meaning. And if you can show them that your organization has meaning and purpose and values them as an employee and values the work that they do, and their work makes a difference in the world, then I think you're going to have a ton of success with Gen Z.
I told a few people this of they get angry because Gen Z, I don't even know the age break off of when Gen Alpha starts, of how they don't want to work for them or whatever that case is, they're quitting too early. And I always say that they just have more options. Why would they work for you in your stuffy, boring office when they could be a Twitch streamer and make $5,000 a month?
100%. Yes. I mean, so some of like this generation, some of them, depending on like, and I can't remember where the cutoff is necessarily. Gen Alpha is, we don't have any of them in the workforce yet. What's incredible is that about 25, we're getting really close to about 25 to 27% of the workforce is going to be Gen Z here very soon.
Mhm.
So they're making up a large percentage of it. But they do. Some of them grew up wanting to be YouTubers, or they see
Right.
that there's different ways to make different streams of income. Also, based on the economic uncertainty that Gen Z has seen, they don't want to put all of their eggs in one basket either.
Mhm.
And so a lot of them will have different side hustles or different businesses, or they'll have a 9 to 5 and do something else. So yeah, when you say they have options, they have options.
If we were to think, further out into 2024, what is an area of marketing that you're excited about this year?
Oh, I would say for us personally at AFA, I'm very excited about video. We
Mhm.
are doubling down on that. We are making some investments. We are seeing some good success when it comes to video. I think if I look at 2024 as a whole,
Can I ask a
continue to,
question about video before you go to
yeah,
2024 as a whole?
yeah.
When you say you're doubling down on video, can you share what exactly that does that mean? Does that mean, video content for social channels? Does that mean, video content for your hiring funnel, for your clients?
Mm.
What does video look like?
I would say video across the board, video for our
Awesome.
social channels for sure, but also even video in our email,
Mhm.
and video in our communication with our partners. We are a nonprofit, and so even the ways that we say thank you, it's
Mhm.
recording a video. One of our major stakeholders getting a personalized video from a student, with the addition, we do handwritten thank you notes and things like that too. But how can we make that connection with people? Video from we do a lot of events as well. So how can we treat our speakers like
Mhm.
influencers and have them recording video and sharing with their audiences and doing collaborations with us on social? So I would say before I came to AFA, and I haven't even been here a year yet, we weren't doing a ton of video.
Mhm.
Today, as you go to our reels, you'll start to see us a little bit more on TikTok,
Awesome.
that kind of thing. There just wasn't a ton of content there, and building that content bank has been something we've been very focused on.
Awesome. I know I interrupted you. I just wanted to hear that real quick, but continue on with 2024 as a
Yeah.
whole.
I would say AI.
Mhm.
I think everyone is talking about it for sure. I'm excited to see how that continues to develop, what tools come to light, especially from a design standpoint. I think longer term, I'm really interested in AI as AI influencers. Like, how is that going to change
Mm.
the game? That's much further than 2024, right? But how is that going to change the way that people market, that people sell things, that who celebrities are, all of that. So that's like way pie in the sky kind of stuff, but I think that's going to be a really interesting space to watch.
Have you been incorporating AI into AFA?
Yeah, we definitely use it from a content creation standpoint. We're big users of ChatGPT, different integrations. I just started using a tool recently to create slide decks that is an AI tool. So
Mhm.
we're starting to implement it where we feel like it makes sense and we can use it ethically, and it helps us
Mhm.
speed up the process versus replaces the human aspect or the human creative mind.
Now, I've had conversations in the past with marketing professionals who work for nonprofit organizations, and sometimes marketing can be a bad word in the industry. What have you done, internally at AFA to use marketing as a tool to advance your mission versus it being a bad thing that a nonprofit isn't supposed to do and allocate their funds towards?
Good question. One of the things I very much appreciated about our leadership as I joined this team is they made a very intentional decision when they hired me that marketing is not a support function of the organization, but it's a
Mhm.
strategic partner of the organization. And so for us to be successful as AFA, we need people to know who we are.
Mhm.
One of the things that we have been told several times is we're the best kept secret in agriculture. And so, one of the things the organization has struggled with, it's been around since 1996, but there's not a lot of people that know who AFA is.
Mhm.
And so, as we look at marketing, it is sharing the message of who AFA is so that we can increase our impact. If we can increase our audience and those who have exposure to us, whether those are agriculture industry executives, or those are college students, or those are faculty members at universities, that allows us to touch and influence and impact more people in a positive way. So I would say for our organization as a nonprofit, marketing is a strategic way that our mission comes to life, both from a how do we pull people in so that we can serve people more, and then also how do we
Mhm.
share the good work that's being done.
Uh, I have one last question, and it piggybacks off of that. And sometimes on this podcast, I speak to B2B SaaS marketing professionals, and marketing success to them is just, are we on a hockey stick growth towards infinity and an acquisition, IPO, whenever that looks like in that specific business case. But what I'm hearing from you is that success in marketing is a little bit different at AFA. You still want to see, I spent marketing dollars, are we getting donations, whatever that looks like. But my last question to you would be, how do you measure success in your marketing campaigns? Is there any qualitative, quantitative ways that, you would critique and judge your organization and the employees who report to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we are big believers in feedback and data as well. So for me, looking at the success of marketing in our organization, I've got a marketing dashboard tracking everything from we do a lot of email. So email click through rate, very
Mhm.
important to us. Email open rate, very important to us. Um, Web traffic and are people flowing through our system. But the other thing I would say we very much focus on right now is NPS score. So we are going to be doing, I mean, we are looking at people's satisfaction of all of our stakeholder groups. We survey them at least once a year. And then we're going to be we do surveys after every single in-person event that we
Mhm.
do. And I am judged on our NPS score. So if you think about marketing as a whole, for us, it's not just are we seeing a lot of applications from students for our
Mhm.
events? That's another key success metric. Um, are we getting people to open our emails, but are they
Mhm.
having a good experience with us? And are they going to go out and tell people about that experience? So
Awesome.
I would say in a small organization like ours, from a marketing success standpoint, it is everything from, the digital data to experiential marketing and everything in between.
Awesome. So, Nicole, can you leave us with any ways to follow up with you or AFA and learn more?
Yes, absolutely. You can find us at agfuture.org. I would welcome anyone connecting with me on LinkedIn. It's Nicole Lane Erceg, and you can follow Agricultural Future of America on any social channels.
Perfect. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.